Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. And today I'm going on my second solo hike. And this one is it's going to be spectacular. If you've been keeping up with my videos, you guys know that I hurt my ankle pretty bad on my first solo hike, and that was almost 3 months ago here in Alaska. Can you believe I've been here almost 3 months? But now I'm finally healed enough to where I can go on another hike. That's kind of my view right there. We're pretty high up. A beautiful lake ahead. This is probably one of the most scariest hikes I've done as far as elevation and height, because you're literally walking on the side of a mountain. And one false slip and you're going down, and it's not gonna end well. We came to our first lake. Man, sometimes you just gotta stop and take it all in, but look at that beautiful lake. Surrounded by mountains. Blue skies, puffy clouds. Alaska's different. The hiking is different. Alaska has some of the most beautiful hikes I've ever had the honor of hiking. Challenging. Even this hike is challenging. But it's beautiful, man. Stunning. That's the lake we were just at. Man. Beautiful. We're at another beautiful stopping point here. There's a lot of nice little stopping points that you can stop at safely, and feel like you're on top of the world, because this one is something I've never seen before. I feel like I'm in heaven. Yeah, I know heaven's way better than this, but man, heaven on earth. All right, we're moving. I don't know if I want to go up the side of this mountain, guys. I gotta think about it. Look at the view. Can't get better than this, huh? Beautiful, huh? Man, it feels good out here. I got some people behind me with dogs, but I don't know if you want to bring your dogs up this mountain. Let me show you where we have to go. I don't know if I want to go all the way up. That's the view. But we got to go all the way up there. I don't know, fam. I'm going to give it a go. But we'll see. We will see. We will see. I made it. I didn't film climbing up the side of the mountain. It was too dangerous, but it was definitely a challenge for me. Climbing up that high, my nerves were on 1,000, and I made it up to the top. This is something I cannot describe. I'm the only one up here for now. I feel like I'm on top of the world. I mean, got the beautiful lakes and mountains behind me. We just had some fog roll in, and you can see a little bit of the fog behind me, but man, I feel like I'm on top of the world, fam. This is freaking incredible. Man. This was a challenging hike for me because of the height. I'm not used to climbing up the side of a mountain this high up in the air. And this is the very definition for me of what it feels like to be like heaven on earth. I mean, this is insane. I mean, just look at it. This is crazy. Those beautiful clouds and mountains. Beautiful peaks. Still got some snow on it. And then the beautiful lakes down below. It just literally doesn't get better than this. And then you can see like the fog kind of rolling in. Gosh, this is beautiful. I gotta go all the way back down there and all the way down there. So let's get moving. Let's get moving. Now that I'm coming back down, this is I took it all the way up to the top here. I was just up there, and now we're back down. So, but now I'm hiking with these two people here. One is from Texas and the other one is Alaska native. So I'm just tagging along with these guys. We're back at the lake, and take a look at this guy's dog. His dog is Monty, is his name, and he is swimming in this ice cold lake. Oh, he's just laying there. That dog right there is that's the goat right there. That dog's got nerves of steel. It's a rescue dog. This is beautiful. Natural spring. I bet that water tastes so good. Alright. I'll see you guys officially back at my van. Back at the Subaru. Leaving the trailhead, the roads were very, very narrow, dangerously narrow. When I first got here this morning, I didn't have to share the road with anybody because I got here so early. But now that I'm leaving, a lot of people are starting to come, and I've been out here for about 4.5 hours, and now that I'm leaving, people are starting to come to the trailhead and stuff, and it was a little nerve-wracking sharing that narrow road with people. It's very, very narrow, no guardrails either. That hike was challenging for me because I'm not used to climbing up the side of the mountain. Like the last hike I did, it was switchbacks. This one had switchbacks in the beginning, but after the switchbacks, you're literally just climbing straight up into the air. Literally up the side of the mountain, way up in the air. And I've never done that before. And so a very nice couple out of Michigan encouraged me to keep going because I wasn't tired, but my mental of seeing myself that high up in the air, I was just like, man, I should turn around. Like, they're like, come on, girl, you're almost there. It was very, very high up in the air. And I did it. I accomplished and overcame a fear. Going forward, I'm good now. Like, I just took my time, and I wouldn't have been able to do that hike without my walking stick, because it was a little bit slick, and so it was nice. I really, really enjoyed that hike. I have been depressed a little bit ever since I injured my ankle back in July, first week of July, and I hadn't been able to hike since or run. I recently started running again. I recently was able to go on this hike after almost not hiking for over 2 months. Could you imagine me being in Alaska almost 3 months and only doing one hike? I love hiking. I had so many hikes in mind, but my ankle was so messed up I couldn't do it. And so I just been down. I haven't been able to really get out in nature and experience just the rush and the adrenaline and feeling good of just being out in nature, seeing the mountains, the snow-capped mountains, climbing up stuff, climbing over stuff, just being immersed in it, being immersed in nature. It really played on my mental not being able to do that. And so I really, truly needed today. I needed it today. I could have kept going, but I didn't feel, given that my ankle is now just healed, I wouldn't say 100%, I'd say like 98%, I'd say about 95%. I mean, that's really good, but I didn't want to push my limits because there's still snow in parts of the area that you had to go, and there was another peak I could have went on. When I was at the top of the mountain, I could have just went straight across and went up another peak, but I didn't want to push my limits. I was very content and satisfied with making it to the first peak, and the first peak was the highest peak. It was the hardest peak to get through. Once you got through that, the other ones were easy. But I didn't want to push my limits. It's like I already got through the first peak. I was really happy. I felt accomplished. I was really just excited to just make it through that. And I left it alone. But today was just much needed. And this is what I do too. If my ankle wasn't hurt, I would just get out in nature and do little hikes and little trails just to be out and immersed in it. I only film some of my most bigger hikes where they're long and big. This hike I did was probably, I didn't do as much as I could have done on this hike, because with this hike, there's many different parts that you can hike to, many different trails you can hike on, many different peaks. You just pick what you want to do. So this hike I did was probably a little over 3 miles, but it was hard. It was difficult. It wasn't easy, but it was very enjoyable, and I really loved it. And so I just feel really good. It feels good. It's a sunny day. It's not raining. It's 40. Up on the mountains was about 45 degrees, breezy. Just felt good, man. I feel so much better, man, that I'm able to hike and run again. For those of you new to my channel, I'm just going to give you guys just a quick little run through of what my setup is looking like in the back. So right now I'm sitting in the back seat behind the driver's seat. This is where I keep my hiking hat. You know, I got my pen. I got my phone here. Sometimes I'll put my water here. I've got my charging plugs, and I've got a ton of leg room. I'm able to stretch out, and this is where I eat my food, read, stuff like that. If you notice, I've got my window covers up. It's nice and dark in here, and this is kind of the setup. I'm comfortable. I'm able to chill and relax, and at the end of the day, I'll take this hat off and hang it up right here. Right here is my air compressor for airing up my tires, and this connects to the battery, and then I keep my books here, my Bible and books right here. So this is the setup. There's my bed, and this is where I cook my food. I always have this facing so I can see when it's done. I've got this fan blowing constantly on this hole right here, the steam hole, so that it doesn't have moisture in here. So this fan keeps it from having moisture on the windows and stuff. And that's kind of my setup. And then I've got my light right there. But this is how I cook my food when I'm in here. And as I'm cooking, I'll either, you know, watch a show, relax, read, just kind of relax for the day. Take off the glasses, hang them right here, and that's what I do. So my setup is really nice. I'm really comfortable. This is where I get dressed, undressed, get ready for bed. Everything happens where I eat, relax, read. Everything happens right here in this seat. So that's the setup for those of you new to the channel. While my food is cooking, I wanted to show you guys some exclusive clips that I did not put in my Arctic Ocean video. And these clips are in-depth clips of what the roads look like, because I didn't show you guys how bad the roads really are. Now, these next clips the clips I'm about to show you is what a lot of the Dalton Highway roads look like. Horrible. Absolutely atrocious. While I'm turning my food and cooking, I'm gonna show you these clips, and then after the clips, we're gonna come back and I'm gonna talk about my takeaways, what I learned from my journey to Prudhoe Bay. I learned a lot, and I'm grateful for it. So watch these clips of the roads and stuff, and while I turn my food and cook it, and then when we come back, we'll have a quick discussion before dinner. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, I am pulled over really quick. I want to show you guys what this road is looking like. It dang near tore my tires up. It caught me off guard, but I checked my tires. They look good. Let's go look at the roads, because I know a lot of you want to see it, but see the potholes? This is an accurate representation of the Dalton Highway. Look at the potholes all the way down. Potholes all the way down. All the way. It's insane. Like, no matter how safe of a driver you are or how careful you are, sometimes you just can't avoid it. Dang. I had to pull over and make sure I didn't mess up my tires. But they look okay. Man, that's crazy. Okay, I want to show you guys one more strip of road and then that'll be it. I don't see anybody coming. Look at this one. Look at those potholes. All the way down. I mean, it's insane. It's all the way down. This is what my food is looking like. That's plant-based meat. It's gochujang. I hope I said that right. Flavor, which is hot and spicy. And then just an array of vegetables, rice and stuff. I have not been eating meat. I'm not becoming a vegetarian or a vegan, but I've just been taking a break from meat and just eating like tofu or just vegetable dishes and rice and just giving my gut a break. And then I've got the Chayo vegan cheese right here. And for those of you who are interested in the vegan meat that I eat, and I absolutely love this meat, this is what I eat. It is so good. And so that's cooking, and let that warm up and stuff, and then I'll be ready to eat shortly. Wow, how about those roads? That is an accurate representation of what a lot of the Dalton Highway looked like. It wasn't necessarily muddy all the time or wet, but the potholes were everywhere. The potholes are an accurate representation. Now, there were parts of the Dalton Highway where it was extremely muddy, hard to drive, and I couldn't even use my X mode features because it was so muddy and raining so hard at times that I guess the mud and the rain or whatever covered up my eyesight cameras up front, and so it deactivated the X mode, which really frustrated me because there were times when I didn't think that I was gonna make it because it was so muddy and the mud was so extremely deep. It was like really deep. So fortunately I made it through. Subaru is my all-time favorite vehicle. Like I said in the beginning, I was going to get a Jeep, and thankfully my best friend was like, no, check the Subarus out. So Subaru, if you're watching, sponsor me. I love you. Anyways, what I learned from the Dalton Highway is a couple things. And a lot of you mentioned it in the comments, getting a satellite phone. I'm not going to get one right now because I'm not going to be in a situation where I'll need a satellite phone. But at some point in my life, I will be purchasing a satellite phone. And I did do some research on satellite phones after my trip to Prudhoe Bay. And there are satellite phones you can get that have prepaid minutes, so you can load up a bunch of minutes and just have it. And that's what I'll probably get because I won't always need it. But I realized that having a satellite phone is detrimental. It is absolutely important to be able to communicate and have that line of communication outside of a Garmin or something like that. Also, too, what I was happy was that I did have a Garmin navigation system, so I was always on track, never lost. But going to the Arctic Circle, I had to use my phone because I didn't know the coordinates and there was no address. I just had to use Google Maps and to get there because there was no address. And with Garmin, my Garmin navigation system, I had to have an address or coordinates, and I didn't have either, so I had to use my phone. So there were times when, for example, when we made it to the official Dalton Highway sign, and I said, I cannot cut my car off because I will lose my navigation system. I was talking about Google Maps because I still needed my phone to get to the Arctic Circle because I didn't know the address or the coordinates to get there. And so I used my phone. And so if I would have cut my car off to go look at the sign, then my phone would have cut off and then there was no service. So I couldn't use Google Maps. You know, Google Maps operates off of having service on your phone, wireless service or some kind of phone service. And I didn't have either. So I had to keep that going. But once I made it to the Arctic Circle sign, I no longer needed my phone because I used my Garmin navigation system to get to Cold Foot for gas and then Prudhoe Bay. And so For those of you watching, if you are considering living on the road full time, or if you just want to travel a lot, make sure you have a Garmin navigation system. Your cell phone is not good enough. Google Maps, you're not always going to be in a position where you have service. And if you don't have service on your phone, you cannot use Google Maps and you don't want to get lost. Just invest in a good Garmin navigation system. It doesn't even have to be expensive. So that's important. So my valuable takeaways are, I'm glad I had the Garmin navigation system, and I absolutely need a satellite phone, because just being out there and not having, not being able to get through to roadside assistance via Starlink and the Subaru, I just felt vulnerable. And I wasn't going to call roadside assistance to be like, hey, I need you to come pick me up, I'm broke down. I was calling them to see what their protocol was in the event that I needed assistance, because I still was going to drive my Subaru. I still was going to see if I could figure out how to get that to go away. But I was just calling to see it, to ask them, in the event that I needed help, what are the process, what's the steps, could they come out to me if I needed them. It didn't even matter because I couldn't get a hold of anybody anyways. But that was some of the takeaways. And, you know, it was just, I was happy that I made it to Prudhoe Bay. But in my mind, once everything was done, the stress came back over me, because I was just like, man, I got to drive the Dalton Highway all the way back to Fairbanks. So that was stress. Also, too, I did get my car looked at Subaru Fairbanks. They did take a look at my brakes and stuff, and they didn't find anything wrong. Nonetheless, I'm happy that I did it. That was a major bucket list item, and I finally can say that I drove the Prudhoe Bay. I touched the Arctic Ocean. I looked at it, and it was amazing. I did not get into the water because it was so cold. It was already 20 degrees when we got there. Then you had the wind chill because it was extremely windy, so it was in the teens. My fingertips hurt so bad, and my toes hurt. And mind you, fam, remember, I was sick. I was getting over being sick, so I was not about to do the Arctic plunge. Fun fact, there was three people that got in the water, and they were all from Michigan. I only filmed the one guy, but a girl got in. She didn't jump in. She just put her legs in it. And then there was another guy that had jumped in that I didn't get. And everybody, all those three people were from Michigan. So Michigan represented at the Arctic Ocean. That was pretty cool. But I was not about to get in there. That water was ice cold, and I was, for the reasons I just told you guys. But man, it was just a beautiful experience. One I will never ever forget. If you are new to the channel, or if you've been following me for a long time, if you take away anything from my videos in my life, just live free, right? I film my life to hopefully inspire those who wants to do this, to show you that you can do it. It's possible. If you're new to my channel and you haven't been following me from the beginning, you won't understand a lot of things that I do, because you have to watch it from the beginning to truly understand where I came from in order to get where I'm at now. If you take anything away from my channel, take this away. I'm a nomad. I don't put limits on myself. I travel however I want, when I want. And that's how I live my life. And I'm living my life, and I'm living my dream. All glory to God. Thanks to God for allowing me to live this life. This is what I've always wanted and envisioned, right? A life of being a nomad. Yeah, at first, I was happy that, I moved into the van and all of that. But the bigger picture is that I'm able to travel and go wherever I want in the world without limitations. And that is what I wanted. And it took a lot for me to get to this point in my life. It wasn't easy. And it still isn't. But I don't regret anything, and I wouldn't change anything for the world. So if you're watching and you truly want to do something like this, what's stopping you? The only thing that's stopping you is you. Don't listen to the outside voices. Don't listen to other people's opinions. Because at the end of the day, People are always going to have their opinions, and they're not going to see your vision. All that matters is how you see yourself, how you want to live, your vision, your dream. That's all that matters, not what other people think. This is how I live my life. This is what I take with me on a daily basis. When I see the negativity or just the judgment in my mind, it doesn't matter, because as long as I'm living my life on my terms, that's all that matters. As long as I'm worshiping God, living my life as close in the footsteps of his son as I possibly can, Jesus Christ, that's all that matters. I will never be able to live in the footsteps of Christ. I'm human. I live in this flesh body. I'm a sinner. But I can try my best to live my life as an obedient servant to God. And that's all that matters to me. Living my life as an obedient servant to God and living my life on my terms. And this is what I take with me. I always think about this when I see the judgments, the negativity. I can't live your dream for you. I'm happy and grateful for the community that I have on YouTube. I'm grateful for my Patreon community. I love you guys. You guys are freaking amazing. But for the ones that judge, that are critical, that are always judging and negative, I cannot live your dream for you. You are the only one that can live out your life. I can't live it for you. Only thing I can do is hope to inspire you to want to get out and follow your dreams. That's it. So take this away from my channel: discipline and perseverance, and you'll be able to live the life that you want to live. But don't forget, all glory goes to God. He is the reason why I'm able to live this life that I'm living right now. I'm going to check my food and see what it's looking like. I heard the button go up, and so it's been on warm. I'm going to see if it's ready. I still got to add the cheese, and if anybody's ever had vegan cheese, it really doesn't melt, but Chayo is so good, it's worth it. Oh, it's the best cheese out there. But yeah, let me see if it's ready. Dinner served. Looks delicious. The light doesn't do it justice, but it looks wonderful. And then I have ice water in my Yeti cup. I've had this ice in here all day. I love this cup. Definitely keeps the ice water cold all day. Dinner was really, really good. It is time for me to wind down for the night and prepare for bed. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end the video right here. Thanks for watching. And as always, I will see you guys in my next video. Take care. Peace.